Hey everyone, Oli here with Oli Chronicles. Today, we're diving into a topic that's been bubbling up in the news lately, fluoride in our drinking water. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oli, isn't fluoride supposed to be good for us? Well, stick around because this story might just make you think twice about what's coming out of your tap. First off, let's talk about a recent Bombshell report from the U.S. National Toxicology Program. They found that high levels of fluoride in drinking water might be linked to lower IQ in children. Yeah, you heard that right. This is the first time a federal agency has made this connection, and it's got a lot of people talking. But before we get into the nitty-gritty, let's take a quick trip down memory lane. Fluoride has been added to our drinking water since 1945, starting in Grand Rapids, Michigan. It was hailed as one of the greatest public health achievements of the 20th century, helping to prevent tooth decay. The CDC even put it in their top 10 list of public health wins. But how did fluoride end up in our water in the first place? The story begins in the early 20th century when scientists noticed that people living in areas with naturally high fluoride levels in their water had fewer cavities. This led to the idea that adding fluoride to public water supplies could help reduce tooth decay on a large scale. The first city to try this was Grand Rapids, Michigan in 1945, and the results seemed promising. Within a few years, other cities followed suit, and by the 1950s, fluoride was being added to water systems across the country. Public health officials were confident that they had found a simple, effective way to improve dental health. But here's where things get interesting. The report looked at studies from around the world. They found that when drinking water has more than 1.5 milligrams of fluoride per liter, it's consistently associated with lower IQ in kids. Some studies even suggested a drop of 2 to 5 IQ points. And this isn't just a modern concern. Even back in the 1940s and 50s, there were voices of dissent. Some scientists and health professionals were worried about the potential long-term effects of fluoride, particularly on the brain. But these concerns were largely overshadowed by the push to fluoridate water. Now, here's the kicker. The current recommendation for fluoride in U.S. public water systems is 0.7 milligrams per liter. That's less than half of what the report flagged as potentially problematic. So most of us should be in the clear, right? Well, not so fast. About 1.9 million Americans are getting their water from systems with naturally occurring fluoride levels at or above that 1.5 milligram mark. That's a lot of people potentially at risk. And it's not just about naturally occurring fluoride. The fluoride added to our water is often a byproduct of industrial processes, like those from the phosphate fertilizer industry. This isn't the naturally occurring calcium fluoride found in the environment. It's typically fluorosilicic acid, which can contain impurities like arsenic and lead. Now, you might be wondering, how did we get here? Well, this is where the story takes a bit of a dark turn. The widespread adoption of water fluoridation has some surprising connections to industrial interests and even the Manhattan Project. Yeah, the one that developed the atomic bomb. Back in the 1920s, industries like aluminum manufacturing were facing major issues with fluoride as an industrial waste product. It was causing health problems for workers and nearby residents. So what did they do? They found a way to turn this waste into a public health benefit. Key players like Gerald J. Cox, Harold Hodge, and Edward Bernays, often called the father of public relations, were instrumental in promoting the idea that fluoride was not only safe, but beneficial for dental health. Hodge, interestingly, was also the chief toxicologist for the Manhattan Project. But here's the thing. The fluoride added to our water isn't pharmaceutical grade. It's industrial waste. And now, decades later, we're starting to see potential consequences. Scientific studies have continued to examine the effects of fluoride exposure with mixed results. Some studies have supported the safety and effectiveness of water fluoridation, while others have raised concerns about its potential risks. The recent findings from the National Toxicology Program are part of a growing body of research that suggests we might need to take a closer look at how much fluoride we're exposed to, especially for vulnerable populations like pregnant women and young children. So, what can we do? Well, if you're concerned, You might want to consider using fluoride-free toothpaste and looking into water filtration systems that can remove fluoride. Pregnant women in particular might want to reduce their fluoride intake. The American Dental Association still maintains that fluoride is safe and beneficial at recommended levels, but I think it's important we have all the information to make our own decisions. What do you think about all this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if you want to dive deeper into this topic, I've got some great resources linked in the description. This is Oli from Oli Chronicles, reminding you to stay curious and question everything.